What's going on, y'all? Straight to the point, sports and entertainment. Hit that like when you come in here, all right? And salute to the whole entire Lions and basketball and boxing community. Um, we're talking boxing. We're gonna stay on boxing right now. Um, we're talking hip hop too. Now we know what has taken place um, just recently, a little less than 24 hours ago. One of the one of the best producers slash CEOs in hip hop lost his battle to to diabetes. When we talk about Irv Gotti, and of course Irv Gotti was known. He was best known for the the ever so popular and uh, at one time remarkable rap label Murder Inc. And it was responsible for a lot, several different entertainer careers, especially when you consider Ja Rule, you consider Charlie Baltimore, you consider Ashanti. Herb Gotti doesn't really need any type of introduction. But in the midst of all that, when Herb Gotti and Ja Rule and all of them were taking over, I was saying about at 2000, 2001, 2002, uh, a guy by the name of 50 Cent came on the scene. And how he came on the scene, he came on calling out, the label, Ja Rule, pretty much everybody, and was not beating around any bushes when he came with the disrespect. It went on for years. Uh, 50 Cent, his MO has always been this way. He's still doing it well into him being 50 years old now. No pun intended. No pun intended. Um, he, you know, he's got his beef going on, of course, with Rick Ross. That has brewed up again with the Big Meech, Little Meech situation, BMF situation. But when Irv Gotti was going through what he went through, how you doing, Legendary? Please hit that like when you come in here. When Irv Gotti had went through what he went through, okay, he had initially, he had put up a post and basically had stated that, um, just trolling and, having Irv Gotti on a walker and saying, he won't be able to see the show. And then the ultimate disrespect is when he said he was smoking on Irv Gotti pack. Um, And I had put that in the community section earlier. I just wanted to get some, some feedback from everyone, and of course, I've looked on social media, was able to gather some opinions, and I basically was asking, "How you doing, Hudson?" I basically was asking, was 50 Cent out of pocket for him disrespecting Irv Gotti? And this is my thing. Yes, he was out of pocket, man. And I know what some people are gonna say. There, Irv Gotti, was he perfect? No, he wasn't. He was far from it. We know the situation that happened. A lot of you don't are a lot, too young to remember what went on. But in case you don't know what went on, let me just fill you in, okay? Um, Irv Gotti had basically tried to get 50. You know, it was said that he, tried to get 50 whacked, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Tried to get him up out of here, and they were unsuccessful at it. And also, Irv Gotti had tried to block him, from radio stations, and just try to sabotage his career early on and everything. Um, and that's pretty much what 50 Cent's beef was. Part of the beef was with Irv Gotti and everything, and Ja Rule and all of them. Um, but time has evolved, and people have moved on. But I don't think 50 ever moved on from that situation. Now, of course, we can't tell a man how to feel, how to think, um, what to feel, what to think, and um, or even what to say with that matter. But I'm just saying, if it was, you have to understand that, like, in this situation, um, you have to show growth and you got to show maturity. It would have been best for you just to be like, just not even say anything, But at the same time, there are a lot of people that are feeling where 50 Cent is coming from. Now, we can't sit up here and say, okay, yeah, I would have did this, I would have did that. But I'm just saying how it's being done. I mean, you might as well just not even said anything. You know what I'm saying? We all know what Irv Gotti did, and was Irv Gotti perfect? No, nobody's really talking about some of the negatives that went on with Irv Gotti. Such as the situation with his wife and Ashanti and all that other stuff. Nobody's really expounded upon that, because after all, Irv Gotti is no longer here. You know, but I think we forget that he's still a human being, just like uh, just like anybody else. But at the same time, 50 Cent he should have just left it alone. And then on top of that, we also got to look at it like this too. 50, you have not been squeaky clean, yourself, man. There's been a lot of stuff that's been going. You've wronged people. You've stepped on people's toes. People have said that you have blocked people. You were even talking about old girl from Tasha, uh, from what's it called, power. You were disrespecting her. Just a lot of different stuff. I mean, you were disrespecting Candy. You know what I'm saying? And you have always tried to capitalize off of off of beef. Pretty much. Coming in beefing with everybody. It's like you're making enemy after enemy after enemy. And I don't want to hear any of this stuff about him doing stuff for the community and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff goes out of the window when you're coming in and you're trying to be savage and you're trying to be cutthroat and you're trying to like that right there was a slap in the face. And then I'll take it a step further. The shit that's going on with you and Meech or Rick Ross. I mean, you're fighting over a grown ass man who can make his own damn decisions. What's up, Cottage? I see you in the building. Make sure y'all go sub to Cottage. You're fighting over a grown ass man, and then you're fighting over. You're salty over somebody else's legacy, who you're making a movie about. Like, 50 Cent, yes, you were in the streets, you did your thing in the streets and everything, but the original 50 Cent was way, way, way more vicious than what you ever dream of. And he wasn't no rapper, no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? The original 50 Cent, um, there was a guy by the name of 50 Cent. He was that dude, and that's who you named the name after, just like, you know, a lot of other guys in hip hop named their name after, such as Rick Ross and Freeway Ricky Ross. Of course, they had their little beef too, and Freeway Ricky Ross. I like how Freeway Ricky Ross, he actually called him out on it, but that's neither here nor there. My whole point is though is that it's like, with the whole, you calling Meech a rat and all this other stuff. You're saying disrespectful stuff, and if you're calling somebody a rat, you know what I'm saying. Those are big words, because people lose their lives uh, over that jacket, having that jacket on you. If you have a snitch jacket on you, or a rat jacket, or they're saying that you're a rat, or they're saying that you're doing that. You told, or you got paperwork on you or something like that. Those are big allegations, man. It's the same thing as somebody accusing you of being a thief or something like that. You 50 Cent, a New York rapper. Okay. Yeah, I mean, great career and all that, Cottage, but that's not what we're talking about, man. What we're talking about here, man, is 50 Cent, the foul shit, that he's done. And look, don't get me wrong, man. Uh, we know the situation. We know that there was somebody trying to take him out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm open to hearing everybody and hearing what they have to say. I'm not saying that he okay. If he's feeling this way, I'm not gonna be mad at him for feeling this way. But I'm just talking about him saying anything. You know what I'm saying? And it goes back to what I just said just like a minute or two ago. You can't tell a person how to feel, what to say or something like that. I think that's the only thing that I could probably be contradictory on is in this instance, it's just best not to even say anything. I mean, you don't even have to say condolences to the family or anything. It's just best not to even just say anything. And 50 Cent, man, wow, he he has he's made a lot of he's made power and BMF, lucrative and everything like that. You you have to understand that that name is still not yours. That wasn't created by you. Yes, I mean, did you do your part to keep the name alive and everything like that? Yeah, yes, you did. But Big Meech is able to do what he wants, and like you're gonna have mutual friends that you don't get along with. You know what I'm saying? And I don't understand why you still beefing with Rick Ross. If anything, you took it a step further too by you know like to me it was kind of a bitch move. You going you trying to go to his baby mom and all that other stuff. To me that was kind of a bitch move. That was a foul move and stuff. And also there wasn't any bloodshed. I mean nobody lost their life between you and Rick Ross and the beef that you had with him. So I don't understand why you're continuing to reestablish a beef, you know, that has went on for what well over 15 years or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They've been beefing for quite some time. You got to let that shit go, man. And then on top of that, you're at the stage of your life now where you should be more of the teacher. You're acting more like the teenager instead of the teacher. You're acting more of like how some kids got more maturity. And then on top of that, let's talk about the relationship with your son. You got to get that straight before you can start sitting up here and start talking about, yeah, I'm smoking on Gotti Pack and Meech is a rat and all this other stuff. You're the one that's over here saying this stuff, and we know that some of the stuff that you said over time has been funny and stuff like that. But in a case like this, some people don't find this very funny, and I'm gonna tell you like this: some people don't even care. You got some people that don't care out here if you are 50 Cent, what your name is, and all this other stuff. They're gonna see it like, okay, well, you disrespected my family member. You disrespected my brother. You disrespected my mom. You know what I'm saying? Anybody. You said 50 Cent was out of pocket. Yeah, he was. You said and rest in peace to legendary Irv Gotti. Yeah, and what Irv Gotti did, he was out of pocket too. By him trying to go, take 50 out and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, well, I'm not gonna get too into it because a lot of y'all were too young to really understand. But Irv Gotti shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have, um, you know, shouldn't have been messing around with the help. I should say. You know what I'm saying? The situation with Ashanti and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? He felt some type of way with Ashanti. Going with with Nelly, all this other stuff. I don't like to speak for no individual that is not above the surface no more. And I'm pretty sure that his family just wants to, they want to celebrate his life. They don't want to have to go through rehashing out old beef that's really not going to do anything but bring back old memories. But that's what 50 Cent is doing. And now you do have a lot of people that actually are siding with 50 Cent. And look, that's okay. It's a matter of opinion. Like I said, I'm not gonna get mad at anyone for feeling the way that they feel. You know what I'm saying? Because they probably been in a situation that 50 and Irv Gotti were in, where you had, an enemy that did not want you here. They were unsuccessful at it, and they're still here. But that enemy that you had ended up getting sick, or something ended up happening to them, and then people want to know what you have to say about it. If if you're if you're like mature enough to really move on and stuff, it would just be best not to even say anything at all. Like, what can you say? You know you didn't like that guy. You know you didn't. You know what he was trying to do to you. So what is it that you really need to say? Yeah, you don't need to send any flowers. You don't need to even say, my condolences, or RIP, or any of that stuff. It's just best not to even say anything. And you reap. Now I will say this: you do reap what you sow. You know what I'm saying? And what goes around comes around. All that other stuff. What you put in the universe is gonna come back to you. The universe is gonna take care of itself. You said 50 out of pocket for trolling. What's up with it, the brother Cypress TV? Make sure y'all go sub to the brother Cypress TV. But we can't tell anybody how to feel. But like I said, we gotta approach this from every type of angle. And I'm looking at 50. I'm looking at 50 Cent, right now, man, and he's actually being quite pitiful. Some of the stuff that he's doing, they might think it's fun, but this is actually what kids do. He's actually he's doing worse than what some of these kids do. On online, doing the trolling that he's done. He's always trolled. 50 Cent has always trolled, but it comes a point in time, man, where you have to pick and choose your battles, man. You got to pick your poison, so to speak. And what he did, he offended a lot of people, a lot of family members and stuff like that. There are some people that probably feel some type of way. They have a real, a genuine hate for 50 Cent because of what he did. And like Cypress was just saying, I mean, he was out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it was me, I'd have just, kept my mouth shut. But like I said, I can understand where he's coming from. And listen, it's okay to feel the way that he's feeling. Like, if he did that in his house and not show anything, him, trying to, play around like he's smoking on Gotti pack or something like that. It's all right to feel that, what I'm saying, behind closed door. But the fact that you brought it out, and you're showing it in front of family members that probably don't even know what type of beef you had going on. It's just that, his family members, they're related to him. They can't help that they related to him. They can't help that he was a hip hop mogul. They can't help that he was with the historic label, or Grammy award winning label. You know what I'm saying? The family members can't help that. So there's that. I wanted to talk about that. I'm sorry it took me so long to talk about it. I touched on it a little bit the earlier this morning and everything, but now I can really dive into it. We can really unpack this thing about 50 Cent and Irv Gotti. Now, I do want to talk about uh, Canelo Alvarez and Jake Paul. Now, as you know, according to Ring Magazine, the fight between Canelo Saul Alvarez and Terrence Bud Crawford is not happening, and it's because Canelo chose to go another route. Eddie Hearn was basically saying that Canelo could make a lot more money if he was to fight Jake Paul, which makes absolutely no sense from a boxing standpoint. It makes absolutely no sense. Now the money, he'll, believe it or not, he'll make an insane amount of money. But having said all of that, even though that he's gonna make an insane amount of money and have a really big payday, because it's entertainment. It's not really the true essence of boxing. It's not really something that people want to see, but it's just going to be intriguing to see if Jake Paul can actually survive in the ring with Canelo. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see Jake Paul and Canelo Alvarez. Now, if Jake Paul was on Canelo's level, then yes, I would want to see it. But Jake Paul clearly is not on not on Canelo Alvarez's level at all, and it's not a fight that I want to see, because it might end up being a situation where it might be a Jermell Charlo, and everybody knows how well. A lot of y'all know what happened when Canelo had faced Jermell Charlo. We knew what the result was. So it Jake Paul and Canelo Alvarez, I do not want to see. Canelo Alvarez, his legacy now is in question. Like I said, you're talking to a Canelo fan. I am a Canelo fan. You know what I'm saying? But on this channel, what we do is whether I'm a fan of yours, or whether you're my favorite player or something like that, or I like watching you play whatever game that you're playing, whatever sport that you're playing. You still got to get the smoke if I feel strongly about something. Canelo Alvarez, let's just call it what it is. It's either, if you don't fight Bud Crawford, you need to find a way to fight Benavidez. Right off top, you need to find a way to fight Benavidez, or nobody is going to take you serious. They're going to look at the end of your career. Um, you could have, what you could have did, like, okay, I know we get on Mayweather a lot, and true enough, he did the Conor McGregor, and who else? He fought like that, that Asian cat. But we knew that Mayweather would just BSing, and everybody knew that Conor McGregor was going to get destroyed in a boxing ring. But besides those fights, Mayweather, when he was older, he took risk. Like he took a risk with Canelo Alvarez. Uh, Mayweather was 37 when he fought Canelo Alvarez, and he pretty much swept Canelo Alvarez. He didn't even lose a round, and basically showed him the sweet science, and gave him, pretty much a clinic on what it is to. I mean, he pretty much schooled Canelo. Now Canelo was young. You know what I'm saying? He was young during the time. I mean, he had some fights up under his belt, but he wasn't polished like Mayweather was. And the reason why I bring that comparison up is because you want to go out in your career as people saying, okay, you went out on your shield. You fought David Ben. I got to give him credit. I'm saying this is what a fan should say about you. Yes, I give him credit. He fought David Benavidez. He fought all of these guys. Win, loss, or draw. He fought all of these guys. But now, what your legacy is turning into is, oh well, he didn't fight this guy because the money wasn't right, or he had a chance to fight this guy or whatever, but he said I want to fight him, at a catch weight, or I want to fight him over here once a day. Just same thing that he's trying to do with Dimitri Bivol, because Bivol wanted to fight him again, and Canelo said he didn't want to go up to 175 again. Well, you don't have that choice. You were the one that lost that fight, and you lost pretty bad. I mean, you didn't get knocked out or nothing like that, but I mean, Bivol like showed you like, hey, look, there's levels to this, dog. There's levels to this. You said, what do you 100% think? Do you think Canelo is overrated? No, no. Canelo is great, but now, like, I'm like me being a Canelo fan. I'm urging him to do one of three things. It's either fight Terrence Crawford, fight Benavidez, or just go ahead and retire. Like, because at this point, people, I mean, you're gonna have people that are gonna, they're gonna pay to see you fight whoever, whatever. But that's not who the people want to see you fight. This fight would have went down as one of the greatest fights in our time, because you have a guy in Terrence Crawford who a lot of people were sleeping on. Coming into the Earl Spence fight, he dominated Earl Spence pretty much. We could just call it what it is. He pretty much he put the icing on the cake in terms of Earl Spence's career. And like I said, I'm an Earl Spence fan, but it's looking like Terrence Crawford done sent Earl Spence into retirement. Then he's coming in there now. He's trying to do the unthinkable, trying to move up, and then he's trying to fight Canelo. He's actually taking risk. Canelo is doing the complete opposite. He's up in here trying to say, okay, yeah, I'll do this, but then you're teasing everybody with this type of fight. This right here was nothing more than a teaser. That's what you did, and then now people were expecting you to jump in the ring and fight, and it would have been one of the greatest fights to happen because Terrence Crawford was being doubted coming in here into this fight. They're saying, okay, yeah, he's moving up a couple of weight classes. 168 is owned by Canelo because he pretty much runs 168 and everything. And then you think that you're gonna come in there and you're gonna beat him. Well, you have to show the people, and on top of that, you have the belts on the line too. So it would have been a remarkable thing for Terrence Crawford to come in there and pull off the unthinkable. But now we're not going to be able to see it. We're not going to be able to see it, man. We're not going to be able to see it. And we can only hope and wonder what's going to happen. And then what makes you look even more bad is the fact that you go to Jake Paul. And like I said, nothing against Jake Paul, man. I like Jake Paul's mindset in terms of getting the people, giving the people what they want, a show, entertainment, stuff like that. I mean, because you do have to have some sort of entertainment factor and stuff like that, some wow factor. But okay, all that is good, but we really want to see a fight that we know that both guys are on the level of each other. Not a fight where, okay, yeah, this guy, he's not taking that, he's not, Canelo's not taking Jake Paul serious. No, I don't want to see none of that. I think that, like, to me, that's disgusting as a boxer. And then with Jake Paul, when he fought Mike Tyson, no, he was really fighting, and that's what we want to see, man. But you got everybody's hopes up. You had people, here, making plans, and you never know what people were trying to do. Now you're saying that the fight is off and you're walking away and stuff like that, man. It just doesn't make your legacy look. It doesn't make your legacy look good. It just doesn't, man. It doesn't make your legacy look good at all, man. Matter of fact, what it does, man, it just shows the people that you are who they thought you were. Now, don't get me wrong, man. I still got Canelo, uh, you know, ranked pretty high. But like I said, I just urged him just to retire. We knew that you didn't want to fight David Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? You're saying it's a big risk, but that's the problem, man. A lot of these guys, man, they don't step in there and take risks. That's one of the reasons why I appreciated a guy like Pernell Whitaker. Even when Pernell Whitaker clearly wasn't the same, he still was able to take a risk. You know what I'm saying? And he actually got robbed in like two or three of the fight. He got robbed in the Chavez fight, and he got robbed in the De La Hoya fight. I think he did enough to beat. That's just my opinion. I think he did enough. And then he had another fight. Um, I forget the guy's name, that was like a controversial decision or whatnot because he pretty much came in there and did his did his due diligence in terms of the sweet science of defense. Being that defensive savant in the ring. But yeah, if you're just coming in here, man, I'm talking about Canelo right now. I'm talking about Canelo. I think Canelo, man, is like I said, man. He needs to make a decision, man, and just call it a career, man. Because now people are so upset. They're so upset. They're like, why would you even entertain the fact that you're gonna fight? You got people very excited to see this fight, man. You said nigga 50 crazy, huh? Well, Canelo's not trash, man. Okay, he's not trash. He just um in this case right here, you show your true colors by doing what you're doing, and it's not a good look for him, man. It's not. And 50 Cent, man, I'd already talked about that. I have my feelings on that and everything. Hold on one second, y'all. Um, you said Canelo scared of real niggas like Mayweather. No, he's not. No, he's not, man. But I mean, he's showing. No, right now, man, that doesn't make his case look any better. Like I said, he needs to. I mean, what's it called? Benavidez. He's not a nigga. You know what I'm saying? He's a Mexican dude. From what I hear, what's his name isn't really even Mexican though. Benavidez. They just call him the Mexican monster. But I already knew, everybody was gonna come in here, man. All the Canelo haters, they gonna come in here. They gonna say, what they wanted to see this, man. I did not want to see this, man. But I, hey, I gotta be fair, man, and I really can't even say anything, man, now because, like I said, it's either you need to fight David Benavidez, you need to fight Terrence Crawford, or just go ahead and retire. I've said that time and time again. Hold on one sec. So I mean, I knew No Pain was gonna come in here, man, and this is what he wanted to see. You wanted it. You wanted something like this to happen to where you could. Hold on one sec, y'all. All the Canelo haters, all of them wanted this to happen, just so they could come in here and they could say, "See straight, I told you." I told you he wasn't a real dude. I told you he didn't like fighting real niggas. I told you. Like I've always said, and I've always maintained this. I said Canelo has to either fight those guys or walk away from the sport. You know what I'm saying? And now Mayweather will always see what was they saying about Mayweather? They will always say this about Mayweather. They will say, "Oh, he pick and chose his fights and everything like that." But with Mayweather in comparison to Canelo Alvarez, now with Canelo, it's becoming a thing like where it's like the money is on the table. Listen, both of the fights were with Benavidez. The fight was the um, the price was at 75 million, and also the the Terrence Crawford fight was at 75 million. Yeah, listen, Canelo is always going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. You can't take that away from him. But the way that he's ending right now, it does not look good. Like true people that really appreciate boxing for what it is, they don't like stuff like this. And everybody knows that I'm a Canelo fan. I don't like this. I don't. I don't like what Canelo's doing. I hate it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not so much of a fan that I can't be objective and stuff. I don't like it, man. I think it's really disgusting, man. That's actually part of the reason why a lot of people don't really tune into. Well, they're just now starting to tune into boxing again. Hell, like you have what's her name, Clarissa Shields. She's begging people to fight her. You know what I'm saying? Like she didn't. It doesn't matter who it was. She's giving people a chance to fight her. Hell, she had what's her name? I forgot her name, man. She was messing around with Drake or something like that. I forgot her name, but she got in the ring with Clarissa Shields or whatnot, and she gave her props for fighting her and stuff like that. I think a couple of women, they tried to get in there and try to fight her and stuff like that, and they were really doing their best to fight her and stuff like that. Now, I'm not saying like it has to be like that with Canelo, but my point is that you have a woman in Clarissa Shields that has more desire to fight and will fight you at any place, anytime, anywhere. Appreciate it. No, it's all good. Whereas you have Canelo who's sitting there saying, "Oh yeah, well, we got to fight it this way, and we got to do this," We gotta do that and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? This gotta be right and that gotta be right, and going back and forth. Like, just hurry up and fight. Like, that's what people want to see. Either you're gonna fight or you're not gonna fight. If you're not gonna fight, just go ahead and retire. It's plain and simple. It's apples and oranges. It's one plus one. It's two plus two. Three plus three. You said Clarissa dodging them lightweight. How man? You said what? She's not dodging nobody. She actually went up to heavyweight. She didn't dodge anybody. Go fight Amanda. She doesn't mind. She just see with what's her name, Danielle Perkins. She fought a woman that was twice her size and did pretty good. I know you don't like her, man, but come on, man, you got to give her credit, man. Like, you'll never be satisfied with anything. It's like you know a guy goes in there, man, and he wins. It's like, yeah, but you didn't do this. Clarissa goes in there and she wins, um, makes history. Or yeah, but you didn't do this. It's like, come on, man. At least she's not ducking, dodging, running away from the smoke. She wasn't a nobody. She wasn't a nobody. Daniel Perkins actually was a pretty decent fighter, but we really don't know a lot about a lot of these women fighters because they're not really marketing them like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, of course you're gonna say that she's a nobody because you don't really pay attention to them. But she had to be somebody if she put the belts on the line. I'm pretty sure she will. Like Clarissa's not scared of these people like that you're saying, man. T Rex, man. I don't see nobody beating her. And you're not making any sense because you're sitting there. You're saying she ducking lightweight fighter, but she's going to heavyweight. She just won a heavyweight, man. Think about what you're saying, man. That's your whole MO, man. You come on here, man, and then you sit up there and you say, yeah, if now you got to find a different person to hate on. If it's not Haney, you hating on Clarissa. If it's not Clarissa, you hating on Canelo. But Mayweather can do no wrong. Mayweather is perfect. No, she's not. If she was scared, then she would have fought her. I mean, if she was scared, then she would have been ducking her. But I mean, sometimes you got to look at the number, whatever the numbers might not be right. No pain. Negotiations might not be right. You have to factor in a lot of other things. Well, she just coming off a win, so no, she's not. She's not overrated, man. I mean, you think she's overrated because you don't want nobody being you don't want nobody being successful, man. Come on, man, get that hate out your blood, man. What are you talking about? There was a lot of that that fight. A lot of people tuned in to watch that fight. Actually, there were just as much as people tuning in to watch the Clarissa Shield fight. I'm not gonna say they watched. There was more people that watched the David Ben. I mean the Clarissa Shield fight as the David Benavidez, but there were quite a few people that watched that Clarissa Shields fight, and she sold the fight well. She promoted the fight very good, man. Okay, then pull up the numbers then. I mean, you sitting up here, you keep saying, I'm capping and stuff like that. Well, go pull up the numbers then. A lot of people watched the fight, man. Now, just because you're saying that you didn't and you're hating on her and you don't like the way they fight, everybody don't feel the same way that you do. It's just like you're saying, like how you love LeBron James and stuff like that. Everybody don't feel the same way that you do, man. Like you want LeBron to play 5 more years and all this other stuff. Everybody don't feel the same way that you do, man. That's what you have to understand, man. But Clarissa Shield, the fight was entertaining, man. And Danielle Perkins, she did her thing, man. Up until the end, had that pull counter right. Man, come on, man. Have real basketball conversation, man. Like, I can't even take anything that you say seriously, especially if you're saying that LeBron is the GOAT.